Hello, my name is Dr. Yi, and I am a psychologist from the Ting Center. I'd like to share with you some important things about managing stress. Feelings are not mysterious things. They are not like unicorns. Feelings come from our thoughts. Much of the time, we have automatic thoughts. Most of us do not have control over these thoughts because they come to us so quickly. However, we can will ourselves to come up with alternative, more balanced, and rational thoughts that can help us bring down our stress level. We're going to do a cognitive behavioral therapy thought record together. So we have this wonderful CBT thought record. The first column is situation. I'd like you to imagine where you were, what you were doing, and who is with you. For the next column, feelings, I'd like you to write down all the different feelings that you felt in that moment or soon after. For example, were you anxious, stressed, excited, depressed, angry, irritable? Under the third column, negative automatic thoughts, AT for short, write down everything that was going through your head. What were you thinking? They can be phrases, words, full sentences. Try to see if you can remember the feelings that these thoughts created. Then if you can take a moment and rate your feelings from 1 through 10, 10 being very intense, 1 being just a little. The fourth column is action. Under action, please write down, what did you do? If you want to have more clarity about how these thoughts affect feelings, you can go ahead and draw a line from the thought to the feeling that it created. And you can have multiple thoughts leading to multiple feelings. The last 3 columns are especially important in helping you change the way you think so that you can shift the way you feel. So let's take a look at alternative thoughts. So what would you say to a good friend if he, she, or they were in a similar situation? If you can look at each automatic thought and come up with an alternative, balanced thought, you can write that under column 5. So if we look at column number 6, new feelings, I'd like you to read your alternative thoughts and then see if your old feelings have changed in any way and re-rate them. You may notice that perhaps your anxiety has gone from 8 to 6. Even a small shift can be very helpful. You may also find that you have new feelings. For example, you may feel a sense of peace. So why don't you go ahead and write new feelings and re-rate your old feelings. So now that you have different alternative thoughts that are more balanced, rational, you may be feeling a lot better. And when you're feeling a lot better, you may be able to do a different type of action. For example, if you were having difficulty studying for an exam because you were feeling so anxious, because some of the automatic thoughts that were coming up for you included, I wish I had started earlier. It's probably going to be very difficult to actually sit down and go over your notes. If you came up with some alternative thoughts, for example, it's okay that I procrastinated. It happens. You may feel less stressed, less anxious, and you may be having an easier time going over your notes or giving yourself permission to take a break and then come back to the task at hand. So in conclusion, CBT thought records are quite useful whenever you're feeling stressed. And if you're interested, you can always visit the Ting Center to meet with a therapist who can show you how to use this tool whenever you find yourself feeling stressed or feeling uncomfortable and have a better understanding of what's going on.